Hey guys, this is Alvin Chong. Welcome back to our You OK podcast. In today's episode, we're going to talk about family issues. And today we have a very special guest. It's my old friend, even though we don't talk much, but we always see each other in Universal Music's event and also at the office. Please welcome Yonnyboii.
Yay!
What's up, my boy? How are you, man?
I'm good, bro. How are you, man?
So I've known you for quite some time.
Yes, sir.
Actually, a couple of years before COVID or 2 years before COVID.
3 years by now?
3 years? 3 years already? So I know you 1 year and then we have COVID.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, the funny thing about Yonny is like he is actually a very talkative person when he already warm up. So before I met him, right, I always feel like, all the singer-songwriters are very like quiet, like introverted.
Mhm.
But after I met him a few times, especially like after parties, he is quite talkative and very friendly, and he has a lot of views and perspectives, and he wanted to share with people and stuff like that. So I think it's very cool, even though most of his songs are very depressing. But at some point, especially after he got married, right, I feel like he's more cheerful now and more happy and more willing to share. And the reason why we chose Yonny as a guest today, because I feel like we have a quite similar background. I wouldn't say like
Really?
almost the same. Wait until you hear my story.
I want to know.
Okay.
I want to know. Sure, man.
So I grew up in a very small family back in Penang.
Penang.
I have two younger brothers.
Mhm.
So throughout my entire childhood, we never got a chance to sit down to eat a proper meal together. Like my family, my parents is always at work. And then because I'm the eldest child, so when I go to kindergarten, my younger brother is still at home. And then when I go to like primary school, they go to kindergarten. So like it's like two different zones. So every time when we got home, we ordered like the meal prep yang bertingkat-tingkat tu, yang apa tu panggil yang besi tu. And then like it's just we just microwave everything and then we eat it separate times, like in a different, like we just eat it by ourselves. The last one who finished the meals have to do the dishes.
Oh, wow.
So it's always like that. And when and then my parents actually went into a financial crisis when I was 7 years old. So I needed to start working since I was 7.
Really?
Yeah. And no, it's not illegal because I work with my uncle. So my uncle owns a convenience store, a mini market.
Okay.
So at first I help out on the price tagging part and then like to rearrange the stocks and stuff like that. So after a year, when I was 8, and my uncle said like you can be the cashier. So I was just at the cashier most of the time. So usually after school, I'll do my homework and then I'll go to work and then I go to bed. So most of the time I don't get to see my family at all. So as I was growing up, so like if you don't see your family that much, we don't get to talk much as well.
Yep. Feel you.
And then with the money thing, and then you always see your parents fight and stuff like that, and you don't feel comfortable at home. So even if I'm free, I'm having an off day, I'm always out with my friends. And and when I was 15 years old or 16 years old, I started to sing in a cafe. Like all this like cafe.
You're busking.
No, sort of like we performing on a 3-hour set in a cafe.
Okay. It's like an open mic.
Open mic, yes. But it's like every Monday or Tuesday, depending on slots.
Okay, cool.
So we get paid. So my slot is always like 9 to 12. And then my school buses comes at 5 a.m. So sometimes when the customers wanted to like hang out with us after our session, I would go home around like 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, man.
And then I need to catch a bus at 5 a.m. Okay. And then there are times where I couldn't wake up. Like couldn't get on the bus on time.
Yes,
so I was already late for bus. So, but I still wanted to go to school. So I wake my dad up.
Okay.
So like, Papa, can you just bring me to school?
And then?
He woke up very angry.
What?
And then he took me to school with his bike. Throughout the bike journey, he was just pinching my legs or hitting me and saying like, why are you so lazy? Why you couldn't wake up on time and stuff like that. But back then I was like, I was working, man.
Yeah.
It's not like because I went out and play and like,
Yeah.
If I really didn't want to go to school,
Yeah.
I could have just skipped school
Yeah.
on that day.
Exactly.
So at that point, I felt like, why they wouldn't understand.
You were very hardworking at the time.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
need to survive. I need to buy stationery. I need to like buy my new shoes for like, you know, my uniform and stuff like that. And I need the money to eat. And I paid for my own tuition fees.
Bro, legend, man.
And you know, like that point, I really back then, I really doubted myself and my family, of course.
Okay.
And it got to the point where I feel like I want to run away from home.
Of course.
And also, like, you know, back then when we were a kid, we couldn't even like talk back to our parents because whatever we say, we'll just get a slap on the face first.
Exactly.
Especially when you're still living in their house.
Yeah.
So like one of the reasons why I moved out from my hometown is because of that. And it's right after high school. The moment I got the chance to run, I run.
Damn, man. You're such a hardworking man. Like, yeah, it changes the perspective how I see you. Like,
but now you understand why I am very protective towards myself, man. Because I don't simply trust people. Because I feel like if I don't feel the love from my family, it makes me hard to let other people in. Yeah,
to trust someone to.
Yeah. And but to be honest, like after a few years, I did talk to some of my lecturers and my friends and my school teachers and stuff like that. So I feel like maybe they don't understand because my parents actually are not very highly educated. My dad only studied until like Form 5.
Okay.
And then my mom is like Form 1. Then they stopped schooling. Yeah. Which that also explain why they don't understand what I feel. And also maybe there's a generation gap. Yeah. Like maybe their way of loving is different. So especially a few years back, I've seen some of my friends lost their parents. And they told me, even though you dislike your family right now, but when they're gone, you're going to miss them. And I feel like that one hit me really hard. So for the past few years, I was trying to tell myself that, you know, it's actually okay to try to communicate back with them. Especially now I'm more financially stable. Yeah. I'm actually the breadwinner of the family now. So they are sort of half like depending on me. And I have more say. So like I try to educate them. I try to like teach them, okay, this is not the way to fight. You know, if you guys have an argument, talk nicely and stuff like that. But still, I don't feel loved. Because every time when I talk to them, they don't understand my situation. And they'll question my decisions. Like, why are you making this decision? Why are you away for a month? Why are you spending money like this? And man, this is my money. You know, like, why do you even care? Exactly. Right? So it got to a point where, you know, sometimes I feel I want to give up. But then I think of like, okay, they are only my blood family. Yeah. I should try. Because in my family, we never say I love you. We never hug each other. There's no affection. And sometimes I just question myself, like, you know, what am I to the family? So I think it's enough of my story. Like, do you have anything to share? So do you think we have like kind of similar background or
we
no?
Kind of do.
We kind of do?
We kind of do, actually. I kind of feel you, most of it.
Okay, so why don't we start with like when you were much younger, maybe like 10, 11, 12.
Okay, I'm going to tell you my first memory of what I have. My mom, my parents, they were fighting.
Yeah, same.
The next memory I have, they were not together no more, and I'm with my grandparents, my grandma. So you know, the saddest thing is when I was like 7 or something, I went to school and I had to draw like a family tree. But I can't tell because I don't even know my mom's name.
Oh shit!
Because she wasn't there. Because they will only like visit me at my hometown
once in a while,
like once a year, man. Only on my birthday, maybe on December something. But I never got a chance to see them at all. But at one point, I was like, I saw this one drama on TV. I was like, my grandma was watching it, and I was like, that's so sad. He misses the parents so much that he decided to just go to see it. And then I was crying to my grandma. I was like, please, let's go to KL. Let's move to KL. I want to see my mom. But when we got to KL, my mom didn't want to see me. It's like I feel like, although they might think I don't understand them at the time because I was like young, but I feel like I know that I'm intruding her space because every time I ask, like, can I come to your place? Because I was staying at my aunt's place at the time.
Okay.
For quite a while. So, like, bro, literally, when I go to school, you know who I say to, like, who's my mom? My aunt. Because my mom doesn't drive me to school. Yeah.
So the aunt is your mom's sister, I suppose?
Yeah.
So like she cares and loves about you?
Yeah, she does.
Okay. So do you got a chance to talk to your mom, like, even now? Like, do you ever got a chance to ask her, like, why happened?
Okay.
What happened last time?
The thing is, when I got older, my mom kind of want that love back because she feels like she's kind of losing me because she never had a chance to, like,
get to know you,
get to know me, but in the end, she didn't even know me, and she made the decisions. Like, she thought she only do without asking me what I like to do, what I want. She just decides that, oh, you like to do this, you like to do this, and it's like whenever she says, like, I love you, I at that point it doesn't matter no more because you didn't say it back then. You feel me?
Yeah, we feel like when we needed you the most, you weren't there, and then when we got used to you not being around, and then you want to show up and say, hey, I think it's time for me to get to know you.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's the timing that matters, like, sometimes when we needed them the most, we feel like we just need maybe like 10% of their attention, maybe just a text, a video call. Because I always feel like, okay, I'm not saying all the parents out there are bad.
Yeah.
But some of them, maybe some of the parents who has this situation, maybe they have their specific reason that they feel like the child won't understand. But trust me, all the child, they feel everything. So when we were a kid, especially we don't feel loved and we don't get the attention that we wanted, the chances of we getting broken are actually very high. Because when we see our friends, especially at school, when we see, especially when the kids are getting some attention from the parents, we always wanted the same thing.
Yeah.